Furious Driving, proud to be supported by Bidding Classics, the online classic car marketplace with more cars added every week. Diamond Bright, protecting, cleaning and caring for the Furious fleet and for yours with 10% off using code FD10. And Lancaster Insurance cover the Furious fleet. They are one of the biggest specialist insurers in the UK, covering all areas of vintage to modern classic cars and motorbikes. Follow the links in the description below.
And welcome to Furious Driving, and today we've driven into the Hampshire countryside to go and meet an old friend. Not that old of a friend in actuality, really. Beryl the Beetle only left us a couple of weeks ago, in fact, because this man here swapped us with an idea. It was a very good idea at the time.
Puns still keep coming.
Puns still, that's why I had to get rid of the car. I couldn't cope with the puns anymore.
No, I know, it's a sad thing.
It is, yeah. I think everyone with an idea has to do silly jokes all the time.
Yeah.
But Vernon here runs a Fiat restoration and rescue place.
Used to,
yeah, but still has, I'm going to say, fingers in pies looking at his background here. So, yeah, a dab hand with a welder, you might say.
Yeah, I go through all my own cars now rather than anybody else's.
Yeah, makes life easier and funner.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, so Vernon's daughter, she was driving one of your 3 ideas.
Yep. Was 4 at one point.
Okay, crikey. That's a lot of good ideas. But she really wanted a Beetle again, so we did a swap where I had the idea and you had the Beetle. But then the day before the swap, I MOT'd this and they said it's got rust in it, and you MOT'd the idea we were going to swap.
And that had rust in it.
So, yeah. So
Excuse me. Not too much as it happened in the end.
Okay, so you did fix that, and that's back on the road again and MOT'd,
it's back in,
back in circulation. So anyway, you took Beryl the Beetle at a slightly knocked down price because of the rust, and now we're going to find out really how bad was it that was being hidden by undercoat and, well, basically the wings themselves, because the things you might not realise about these cars is they've got plastic wings on them that are kind of floppy and flexible. Yeah. So a thing you have to do when you start welding these cars is
move all the plastic out of the way.
Otherwise it's going to melt.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's quite a job, actually.
Yeah.
There's loads and loads of screws that hold all the plastics on.
Yeah.
I can imagine in years to come when they get rusty and rounded off, they're going to be a nightmare to undo.
Oh God, I think this is why so many of these are just scrapped for minor rust, because it's such a pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we had a bit of a deadline to get these cars swapped because you were going away, but at the same time, when I looked at the job, I wasn't particularly keen to do it because it's an enormous job, or a big job for a very small job.
Yes, well, you suggested that you might patch it.
Yeah, then
just to get it to me early.
Exactly, yeah, get it through a quick MOT. Well, but then of course research suggests you don't want to do that.
No,
that would have ruined the car.
Have worked.
No. So yeah, there are loads and loads of screws, because this entire front bump, this is the front wing into the front bumper. There's torque screws all across the top of here. Then you got to get the wheel arch liner out, which is more torque screws.
Loads more torque screws, yep.
And once you've got that, then you can do the screws that are inside here.
Yep.
And then you can get the wing and the bumper off. This is still not fully disassembled yet.
No, this side and the front is all loose now.
Okay, so it's almost off.
So I've just got to do the liner on the other side and the screws that hold the wing on the other side, and then the whole front will come off. Yeah,
because it was rust on both fronts and one rear, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. The other side on the rear is the worst of the lot. So, but you won't be able to get to that very easily. No.
Yeah. Wow. So let's have a look. Let's see what we're waiting for. How bad was this? Because it's actually hidden quite well by this wraparound on the wing itself, so you can't really see it unless you're looking underneath it and looking for it.
No, that's right.
So coming down under here, so there we go. This is actually sizable-ish, but not the end of the world. Certainly it's a lot smaller than the thing I was plating on the bottom of the Freelander, which was about that long. But the problem is you can't really see it. This was not really visible at all. This was completely hidden by that. So Mr. MOT man, with a hitting stick and some good ideas of where to hit, located that quite well. So this is not too terrible, but also it's daft really, because although this is a physical part of the car, it's really only a cosmetic sill. So it's failing the MOT on something that's only there for the looks. I don't really think it's added a lot of strength to the car, does it?
No, I don't think it does. Not a great deal.
No. So obviously you don't really want holes in the floor, but And at the back of the car, oops, we have got a little hole just there. So again, hidden by a bit of plastic, and up inside this recess, it's very, very hard to see. But this is literally where all VW Beetles go. So now you know where they rust. If you have one of these things, get underneath it and get your fingers around the back of that hole and start probing to find out if you've got a problem before it gets too bad. So there we go.
Or it might be an idea to just get the wings off and sort it before it's too late.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And before the screws all start rusting.
Yeah, maybe just take the bolts out just to see that you can undo them now.
Yeah.
Start soaking them in penetrating fluid a year before you need to take them off.
Yeah, that's right.
And then flood the thing with wax. So, which is what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, once it's all repaired, I'll fill the sill with cavity wax and stone chip outside after it's been primed, what have you.
Yeah, so it should be...
I don't want to be doing it again next year.
No, you really don't. But at least the bolts will come out easier.
True, yeah. I might have to get some new ones. Some of them are a bit rusty and look as though they'll round off soon. So.
Yeah, it's not a bad preventative thing there, is it?
No, I think if I needed to renew them all, I'd need about 100 screws.
That's an insane level of of build. But then these cars were designed, I don't know if you came across this, these cars were actually designed off the books by a couple of young designers. Jay Mays, who worked at Ford later on, and another young designer, I forget who it was. They knew that VW would never sign off on this.
Right.
So they used the plans for a Golf, worked out the plan to design this and fit it around the Golf platform in their own spare time, basically in hotel rooms when they were on jobs, on work trips.
Right.
It was designed completely, it's like a Skunk Works thing. And once they kind of worked every detail out of it, then they took the completed plan to VW bosses and said, look at what we can do with the Golf Mark IV, we can make this. And it was like a fait accompli. They kind of had to say yes at that point. So a lot of the R&D and development stuff was done by designers just in their own time, which is possibly why there's such a ridiculous amount of fasteners down there, rather than if the full engineering team had been on it, they would have worked out a better way of doing it, perhaps. So yeah, it's an interesting sort of backstory to these things. Really. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, no, thank you for showing it, Vernon. That's
no, you're welcome.
It's great to see the car is going back on the road and it's going to be tip-top, fantastic, lovely and done. And
well, it was only the rust really that was the problem. I mean, it drives lovely.
It is a great car, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely really inside.
Nice.
My daughter's very excited to get it.
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
And yeah, once we've done the sills, it should last quite a while.
And having driven it once and had this for a short time, I'm really quite tempted to try and find one of those turbo sport ones. Because I kind of miss it already.
What about the idea?
I miss the idea too, but I think I'd like to go for a smaller Punto.
Yeah.
a bit sporting. The idea was fun though. What was really fun with the idea though, at the NEC, so many people were just fascinated with it because they'd never seen one. They just didn't know what it was, which is incredible. You see people walking past and walking back to look at the boot badge just to see, what was that thing?
Yeah, that's what I always found driving them around, that people just don't know they exist. Even in Fiat circles.
Yeah, they'd never seen one.
No.
It's fascinating.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much indeed, and thank you for watching. I hope you appreciate the update on the Beetle, even though it's not on the fleet anymore. We still know it's being done, so probably this time next week it'll be done, I guess.
Yes, yeah, we hope to get it to her for the Easter weekend.
Yeah, so she should be driving for Easter. Happy Easter. Easter Beetle. That's not traditional. No. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that kind of gubbins. And I'll see you again next time doing other stuff with cars. Goodbye.